5 top 10 finishes and 1 podium for 3rd. You also have four finishes at 13th, 14th, 17th, and 23rd. Lack of consistency would certainly come to mind. What, in your opinion, does your team need to do to be more consistent?
Well, you know, a lot of it's budget. You know, these cars literally take about $1 million a year to run. And, I mean, it doesn't really cost that much per race, but if you want to keep your car in tip-top shape, you need all new brake rotors, calipers, you know, piston seals for the calipers, brake pads, every race. You know, and this is just one of many things. You know, you should have a brand new clutch every weekend, you know, and stuff like that. This is stuff that, you know, weekend warrior guys couldn't even get close to. And I'm not belittling those guys at all, you know. I mean, those are the backbone of racing, you know, and just the reality is to race in this level of competition, it just takes that much. And full complement of spares, and I mean, and we burn a ton of dough traveling, and we burn a ton of money by having full-time employees, you know, and we don't race from like you know, November or, you know, October to January, so you can't let the guys go. You got to keep them employed. So anyway, so budget has a huge effect on us, and we're basically running about half the budget we've run in years past. And you know, you know, we had a lot of engineering support that was provided by General Motors when we were running the factory Pontiac team, and you know, that's not happening this year. You know, and GM, you know, everybody knows they went bankrupt last year, and they're coming back from the grave, and I'm optimistic they're going to be a strong company again. And you know, we're just surviving this year, and we're going to come back next year twice as strong.
So you think GM's going to come back to giving you some support or across the board on some of the races?
I mean, we have to put together a consortium of a lot of sponsors to make this thing happen, but yeah, they're definitely an important part of the equation.
Okay.
Without getting into specifics. But
right.
Yeah, we're not proud of our lack of achievements this year. So and we've had stupid stuff go wrong. We've had a couple crashes, and we've had you know, we're just trying to find our way, you know. So we're not even looking at championship and that sort of stuff. We're barely paying attention to the points. But what we are going for is trying to get a win or two, you know. That'd propel us a long ways into next year.
Well, your next race is coming up at Watkins Glen. Tell me, if you will, what your strategy is going to be, and what happens if Christodoulou comes close to you.
Well, I wish I had my spare car out, because I'd have a jam car going, and we'd be leaning on Mr. Christodoulou. But you know, our strategy is going to be to win it. You know, we're a companion show with the NASCAR Sprint Cup race, and so we're actually racing 2 hours, which is a shorter stint than we usually go 2 hours and 45 minutes. So the strategy will be somewhat different, but basically we're going to drive it like we stole it, and you know, pretend like we're running from the cops the whole way. So it's going to be a dogfight, though. We're running the stock car version of the famous Watkins Glen track, so it's like 6 or 7 turns instead of the regular, you know, 13, 14 turn track. So it's really fast. I mean, we don't get below 3rd gear anywhere on the whole track. So you know, our average speed is way up around 120 miles an hour, which might not sound that fast, but that means you're going like 175, you know, for part of the track, and it's so much slower on the other parts. But for average speed, it's pretty quick.
Right. Now, do you think this is will this be your advantage or Mazda's advantage?
Well, you know, like I said before, you get 20 guys out there got the same thought. You know, everybody wants to win. So hold on, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. You know, it's going to be a dogfight. You know, I mean, for us to be fast there, we got to de-downforce the car and make the car really slippery. And that hurts us in the turns, but helps us in the straightaways. You know, and there is a lot of fast sections of track at Watkins Glen. So I think we might have something for them. I'm optimistic. It's going to be a dogfight, though, and it's going to be worth watching.
All right. This brings us into our listener email portion of the program. Listener email is sponsored by Soul Performance. Visit Soul Performance for all your Corvette, Camaro, and Mopar needs. Soul Performance on the internet, www.soulperformance.com. Leighton 95 Vette from Corvette Guru Forum writes in and asks, he says, the latest incident certainly seemed not only avoidable but also intentional. Is there bad blood and a vendetta going on out at the track? If so, why?
Well, I just don't know. I can't, we talked about this earlier. It's a good question. It seems a little past coincidental that it's the same guy each time. So there's definitely bad blood now, especially when they don't want to come down to our trailer and apologize after the race. It really makes me wonder, So, but if they want to throw up a fight and risk their good championship season, we'll take it to them. So we've got nothing to lose at this point, and they've got everything to lose. And I'm just disappointed that they're not being more gentlemanly about it.
Okay. And Gordon Brainerd from Corvette Florida Forum asks, is there any in-car video from either the Mazda or the Corvette that is available for review? He says it appears that Scott Russell began a bit of a drift into the corner, leaving the Mazda nowhere to go.
Well, when you drift, you go out, you get wider in the corner, and that would have left the Mazda more room. I mean, you have to slow down and turn in and take the corner. No, I'm saying it was an aggressive move by Christodoulou, and he stuck his nose up there. He should have been side by side, door handle to door handle with Scott Russell, going down the straightaway, and then they would have braked together and turned into the corner together, and Christodoulou would have had the advantage and beat Scott out of the corner. That's not what happened. Scott beat Christodoulou into the corner, and this isn't just driving around like turning into your driveway. This is like the faster you go through a corner, the narrower the line gets. So I mean, you have to hit the apex, otherwise you're going to slide off on the exit of the corner. Anyway, he didn't get the chance to even get to the apex because Christodoulou's front wheel hit our rear wheel and turned us around. So if it wasn't intentional, it was just a stupid mistake by Christodoulou. So either way, it was one way or the other. So I don't agree with that listener, but thanks for the question.
All right. Well, he is Leighton Reese, team owner of the number 7 Banner Racing Corvette. Thank you, Leighton, for being our guest today on Vette Chat, and we certainly wish you the best of luck at the Glen.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, and to be continued, I guess, huh? All right, thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.